Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again to Grow to Glow. Lovely to have you. I am Dr. Thashna Walsh, and today the topic is, let me remind myself, uh, listening, not applying. Now, it took me 20 years to get from being stressed out, single mom, divorced, worried, anxious all the time, crying every single day, wondering where the money is going to come from to pay for this, that, or the other, or feeling that I'm unlovable because no relationship that I got into was working. I was divorced and then I was dating, then I was dating, then I was dating, then I was dating, and nothing seemed to work out. And then I just always had this thing inside myself where I was just always scared, scared of people, even though I was working with people. There was an undercurrent of fear every time I met someone new, especially. And even sometimes not even new people, but some people kind of, if they're really serious, then you feel like, oh my gosh. I think this that it was something to do with authority. People that are in authority, they intimidated me at some level. And it took me some years to understand that, wow, people were intimidated by me and I was actually intimidated by them. So it started me on a wavelength of thinking, where is this coming from? Why is this happening? And so it took me 20 years. I can't say I did it every single day for 20 years. No, I did it for a while, and then life got in the way. Started doing things, got busy, and then you forget, you get in the stress, you get so wired and in the drama of things that you forget to do the work. And then I came back to it when things got really bad and I had nowhere to turn. Because when you hit the ground, the only way to go is up, and you always cry out. It's where your spirit cry, spirit is where you cry out, and your spirit says, "Hey," and it shows you the light, and then you start again in the light, right? And then life takes over again, and then you stop, and then you start again. So I did a lot of listening. So I did a lot of programs, okay, online programs, seminars, conferences, conventions, retreats. I did them all. And I took home a wealth of knowledge. I will show you journals upon journals where I wrote and wrote and wrote all these notes of things that were just like, oh my God, this is so good. But when I went home, I would implement for a little while and then fall off the wagon again. And I'm pretty sure each time I take a little bit with me because otherwise I would be completely empty at this point. Um, but I took a little bit each time, which made the process really slow because you're just taking a little tiny bit each time and not really implementing the rest of the 95% of the stuff. Then how slowly are you going to grow? Very slowly, like I did, 20 years, 20 plus years. So when you're listening here or when you are at a convention or something, before you even go, you have to set an intention for yourself. You got to set an intention, and this is why seminars and coaching programs can be a big bag of money. You might think it's expensive, but it isn't really. It isn't. It's because once you pay that money, you have committed to yourself, to your coach, and to your life, the people around you, that I am going to complete this, I'm going to implement it, and I am going to change. The transformation is taking place right now. That is the commitment that you've made. All right. So when you are when you're making plans to do a coaching program or to go to a conference or a convention or a retreat, you have to set your intentions before you go because no point just going, oh, yeah, I need to change this and I'm just going to go and see what happens. No, if you're going to see what happens, don't bother going because nothing is going to happen. If you're going to try, don't bother doing it because nothing is going to happen. If you're going to hope for the best, then don't bother because nothing is going to happen. It has to be a decision that I am, I will, I must, and it's done. The decision is there. It's what it takes a moment to make the decision. The rest of it then is just you just carrying out the motions of that. Okay. So I Well, I have a few patients. Not well, I did have patients as well. Patients, clients, customers will come and they say, "Oh, this is not working for me," and that alone will tell me that those are the people most of the times that are not implementing. Some of them are implementing and trying really hard, but they've just missed something and they just need a bit of a tweaking. You tweak them and they go and everything works out. But for the ones that tell you that, oh, it's not working out or it didn't work for me, majority of the time, it's because they have fallen off the wagon, they're not completing the work, they're not doing the work, they're not embodying the work. So of course they're not seeing the changes in in their in their life. So you have to implement embodying something, embodying a new life, new way of being, thinking, behaving is what it's all about. It's not about just reading. You cannot just read a book. It's like if I read a book on how to drive and I couldn't drive, you think that's going to mean I can drive? No, you have to go out there and practice, learn how to clutch control, learn how to steer and clutch control at the same time, and learn how to do, use your handbrake on a hill and all the hill starts and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot to think about. So you would not be able to do all of that, especially if you're driving a manual car, like we do here in the UK mostly. And then we just got a new car, which is automatic. um, so yeah, but you understand, it's you have to lay down the neural pathways of that new programming for it to take effect in your life. So the next time you go, that didn't work for me, really check yourself. Did it just not work or you just didn't bother putting your heart and soul into it? Because putting your heart and soul into it as well, because I know there are programs out there that you purchase and you kind of left on your own, and there's nobody there to support you. You're like, ask, you've got a question to ask, and there's no support. You may ask a question, and 10 weeks later you get a reply when you've already just given up. But if you choose the right program for you, where you're supported, where when you say, hey, you ask a question, help, there's somebody on the other side to help, and you get the information for you to implement, and you are implementing it, you have to succeed. You have to get there. But if you are not doing it, if you're not then using the opportunity to ask the question, if you're like me and don't like asking, because one of those limitations that I need to break free of is asking for help. So you're not the only one out there that is afraid of certain things. I've been wired, tightly wired, not to ask, because as soon as you ask, you're going to get turned down. You're gonna get no. Most of my life, I've heard no. When I was growing up with my mom, it was a lot of no's for things that you want. It was a lot of no's for my aunt that I lived with for a period of time for the things that you want. So you learn to just not bother asking because the answer is going to be no. And even though you're an adult right now and you recognize that you're an adult, you can ask a question and people can say yes and they can say no. But that wiring, that deep rut in the road, that neural pathway is so strong, right? So instead of asking the question, you just keep quiet. You just keep quiet and thinking, oh, maybe I can just figure it out myself. And sometimes you can't figure it out yourself because, well, you can, but it'll take a long time, which is why you have the support that you have. So use it. Use it. Don't be afraid to ask. Even though the question feels like it dumb, 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 and you should know it. No, you shouldn't know it because you don't know it. If you should have known it, you would have known it. So don't feel dumb because we all know things that we're supposed to know, and we all don't know things that we don't know. So we're all here on a journey. We're not meant to be like the person over there that know it all. Because that know it all, trust me, they're the ones that's full of limitations. They're the one that asking the question because they know it all. Don't be like that. Okay. And don't be afraid. I'm on the journey as well. So let's do this together, right? But you must implement. You have to practice the stuff that you're learning. So anything here that I've on my YouTube channel that you're learning on my website, in my blogs, in my coaching program, in the RTT sessions, wherever you come in, meditations, in my book, wherever you're coming in from, The information that I'm giving you is information that I find that has helped me move my life to the next level. So if something is really getting under your skin, it's something you need to look up, you need to look into, because that's where your spirit is calling out for you to change. So don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. Love yourself enough to do the work. Do the work. And if you need some help, get some help. I am offering you an invitation right now, and it's up to you to receive it. Open your heart, open your hands, open your spirit, and receive it. An ignition call to reignite the passion inside of your gut, that thing that you came to the world for, to fulfill, that dream that you have, that you're scared to take the next step, to ask the right question, to go to the right places, to get the help. It doesn't have to be hard, you know. We make it hard because of our headspace. But when we start rewiring that, it just happens automatically. You almost take yourself outside of yourself and go, who's that? Who's that person? Look at her chatting away and asking and in front of people speaking and doing all of that stuff. Look, who's that? That used to be me. Okay. So, and there are times when I feel I pull back again, but then I never pull back to the original place. I pull back and then I move up and then I pull back and move up. And eventually there's going to come a time where you just don't pull back at all, because your spirit will be totally in alignment. Your subconscious will be totally in alignment with your spirit. And everything is just working like it should, in flow, with ease. I can teach you how to get there. But book an expedition call with me. Let's talk. Let's see what's bothering you, what's keeping you stuck, what's giving you this overwhelm, what's giving you the anxiety in your life, what's causing life to be hard and struggle for you. Let's have a conversation about that, because that's not meant to be your life, which is why it don't feel good, because it's not meant to be your life. When something feels good, that's right. When it doesn't feel good, that is not for you. Okay? So listen to that. It's not meant to. We've been brainwashed to think that life is supposed to be hard, it's supposed to hustle. No, that we've been brainwashed for people who want to keep us there, to control us. So we feel that we're helpless, we're hopeless, and nothing can be changed. That is not true. Take your power back. Give me a call. Book a call. The link is right here. It will also take you to the website where you'll learn more about my coaching programs and RTT sessions and packages. And have a look around. And then book an ignition call with me so we can have a conversation to start turning things around for you. Okay, I look forward to speaking with you. Go out and have a good day. Have a wonderful day full of love, knowing that if no one's told you today that you are loved, I am telling you right now, you are loved, unconditionally loved. Okay, and there's a big purpose for your life, and I want to be a part of it. I want to help you get there. Talk soon. Ta-da.